When it comes to brother versus brother matches in professional wrestling, there hasn't been a sea of absolute classics, it must be said. However, there have been notable clashes between select brothers which have delivered more than others in the likes of WWE, AEW, and more, and this will be noticeable throughout this video as the same brothers show up multiple times. 5. Bret Hart vs. Owen Hart, WWE Action Zone, September 28, 1994. The match between Bret Hart and Owen Hart on WWE Action Zone is a tough one to find outside of some grainy footage. But in truth, even with the grainy footage, it is easy to tell how well these two brothers work together. The technical prowess of both men was a joy to see, seamlessly putting together a beautifully wrestled match which featured their hatred for one another, too. Owen Hart in particular was great here with his heel work on full show. 4. Penta El Zero Miedo vs. Rey Fenix, AEW Dynamite, October 21, 2020. In the 2020 AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament, brothers Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero Miedo clashed for their first singles match in AEW. This match saw them go even more hard-hitting than usual, throwing their brotherly respect out of the window and laying it in thick. The chops were harsh, the moves were hit with an extra impact, but where this stood out was the storytelling. Phoenix's supposed injury in the match led to Penta becoming wary and concerned for his brother, only for Phoenix to play possum and score the win. This added a great emotional element to the match. The lack of a full crowd once again did have a negative impact. 3. Bret Hart vs. Owen Hart, WWE SummerSlam 1994. Owen Hart and Bret Hart never failed to have a good match together, and their clash for the WWE Championship inside a steel cage at SummerSlam 1994 was one of their very best. Although the escape the cage rule is unpopular amongst many fans, this was a great example of how to have a match full of intensity and storytelling whilst using the escape the cage stipulation. These two brothers masterfully told their story, which had the crowd very invested. 2. Cody Rhodes vs. Dustin Rhodes, AEW Double or Nothing 2019. After failing to get their desired brother versus brother classic in WWE, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes clashed at AEW's first ever show and produced what is still among the best matches in the company's history. This was physical, bloody, and rich with classic storytelling, making it feel like a throwback. The audience were electric all night, but especially for this truly special match between two brothers. 1. Bret Hart vs. Owen Hart, WWE WrestleMania 10. The best brother versus brother match in professional wrestling history came in the form of Bret Hart versus Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. An intense and personal rivalry, a valiant babyface, and an arrogant heel, and two wrestlers with world-class technical ability led to a match that many would point to as absolute perfection. The crowd was in the palm of their hands, taking them through a great back-and-forth encounter with a brilliant finish. Owen Hart's shocking win set the stage for Bret Hart coming back to win the WWE Championship later in the night.